Hello to all of you, to all the YouTube users who are watching us right now. And we're going to start today with our class, reading part 2. Okay? Today we're going to
Okay.
do reading use of English part 2. And we're going to do an exercise all together in our class. I'm going to explain to you how to about this task for your exam of the birth certificate. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to make it better, and that's it. Okay. So
Okay.
I have sent to all of you already the exercise we're going to do later. We're gonna show it here on a live screen, but you can also have it there in your Gmail account. We have sent it to you in case you can't read it properly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're gonna start with what is part 2 of the reading and use of English exercise. What's in part 2? It's a text in which there are some gaps. Okay, we all know what gaps are, and each of which represents one missing word. Look at the camera. You have to think of the correct word for each gap. So they won't give you any words. You have to think for the word that will be in the gap. Okay? You will only have to fill the gap with one word. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You'll be tested here, grammar and vocabulary. There will be 8 different questions with 8 different gaps that you will have to fill, and 1 mark for each correct answer. Okay? Okay, like I said before, the emphasis is on the grammar and the vocabulary. And your candidates are required to draw on your knowledge of the structure of the language and understanding of the text in order to fill the gaps. In some gaps, you will find more than one correct answer, and as there are no sets of words, like I said before, which from to choose the answer, you will have to think of the word that will have to fill the answer, the gap. The focus of the gap words is either grammatical, such as, for example, articles, auxiliaries, preposition, pronouns, verb tenses, and forms, or lexic grammatic, such as phrasal verbs. For example, you will find one word, but it could be a phrasal verb, linkers, and words within fixed phrases. Fixed phrases, phrases that are already done, okay? And like I said before, again, the answer will always be one single word and no more than one. The absence of your punctuation, how you write the word, is ignored, okay? Although spelling it's important for all use of English parts of the exam, okay? Or your punctuation is not there.
You mean if you use English or American, or which kind of accent?
Yes, and more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of using that, or having, I mean, you have to have the spelling right, but if you have problems with the punctuation, they will be ignored in this exercise. And that's basically it. Okay, now we're going to show you one exercise, an example of an exercise here. Hopefully you can see it. Let's read the text. This first questions 9 to 16. Why 9 to 16? Because the part 1 will have 1 to 8. Okay, this is part 2. 9 to 16. Read the text below and think of the word which best fits each gap. Use only one word for each gap. There's an example at the beginning. The example is 0. 0 is, you can see it there. It says write your answers in capital letters on the separate answer sheet. For example, 0, as. Scroll down a little bit, please. You see, I work 0, and you already know that 0 is as. Okay, they will give you the first gap for all the exercise you do in the exam. So this is the example. What you read on the top of the text is that, like I said before, you have to fill in the gaps with one word, you have to fill in the gaps with capital letters, and you have to think of the word. And now we're going to read the text all together, okay? I work, gap, which was as a motorbike stunt rider. That is, I do tricks on my motorbike that shows. the Le Mans race track in France was, and then there's a gap in 9, which you can't clearly see, but that 9 is a gap also. I first saw some guys doing motorbike stunts. I never seen anyone riding a motorbike using just the back wheel before. That was, and then 10 is another gap. Okay, each number is a gap. Impressed. I went straight home and told another gap to do the same. It was very long before I began to earn my living and chose performing my own motorbike stunts. And then I have a degree, gap, mechanical engineering. This helps me to look at the physics gap lies behind each stunt. In addition to being responsible for design changes to the motorbikes, I have to work gap every stunt I do. People often think that my work is very dangerous, but apart gap some minor mechanical problems happening occasionally during the stunt, nothing ever goes wrong. I never feel in gap kind of danger because I'm very experienced. So it may sound a little bit complicated the first time you see this, because actually coming up with the own word without having answer sheet, different words where to choose from, which is what we're used to, might be a bit more complicated. But actually, these words come very, very naturally. They're very easy words, and I'm sure you will know what to put in each gap. So now, before listening to the tips I'm going to give you, I want you to try this exercise. I'm going to give you what time is it?
10 minutes?
I'm going to give you less than 10 minutes. 10 minutes is not enough. It's too much.
Okay.
I'm going to give you at least maybe 5 minutes to do at least try to do 4, but with 5 minutes, I'm sure you can do more than one. Always read what comes before the gap and what comes after. It's very, very important, okay? And then when you have finished, read the paragraph, read the sentence again, make sure it makes sense what you're writing down, okay? Please don't write them down on the document here on Drive. Do them on your own paper with pen, pencil, because if you put it here, everybody will see it online. Okay. And
Yeah, we know. Okay.
I'm going to give you now 5 minutes to do it.
Rose, what? Do we have the document in Google Drive or
In your email.
Your email. We have sent it to you through your email.
okay?
Okay?
Give me a sec.
Okay.
I can find it.
How how are you guys going?
I finished the 16.
Ah, you finished already.
Yeah, the number 9, I don't have an answer for that, but for the rest of it, I have everything, I think.
Very well. And Nicole,
I think.
have you finished?
Yes, I finished.
Okay, so let's go and correct the exercises. So, Jose Juan, could you start reading the paragraph?
Yeah, but I told you that the number 9, I don't
Okay,
have.
so Nicole, do you want to start
Okay,
reading the
okay.
paragraph?
I think is. Can I read the whole
No,
sentence?
yes, I want you to read the whole paragraph from the beginning.
Okay. Ah, whole paragraph. Okay. I work as a motorbike stunt rider. That is, I do tricks on my motorbike at shows. The Le Mans racetrack in France was when I first saw some guys doing motorbike stunts. When? I put when.
Okay.
9 when.
You
Okay?
could was when I first saw some guys doing motorbike stunts, or you could say was where I first saw some guys doing motorbike stunts.
Okay, so they are both valid?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
The real answer was where, not when, was when. But now that you say it, where would make sense too. The Le Mans racetrack in France was when I first saw some guys doing motorbike stunts.
So in the exam is a right answer for them?
I would think so. You know, there are more than one right answers
Okay.
sometimes in the sentence.
Okay.
Sometimes there are even 3 different right answers that change the actual meaning of the sentence, but that can be right. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So we accept where and when to.
Okay. Should I continue or continue?
Yes, continue.
I'd never seen anyone riding a motorbike using just the back wheel before, and I was so impressed, or such impressed, maybe so impressed.
Choose only one, please.
So impressed. I was so impressed I went straight home and taught there to do the same.
Okay. So is the correct answer. Such would be a not correct answer. It would be and then 11. It's not there. There is incorrect.
There is. Yeah, I thought. I don't know. I thought.
I taught myself.
Ah.
What did you put, Jose Juan?
How? No, sorry. Give me a second.
11.
How to do the same?
And I thought how to do the same wouldn't make any sense because I taught who do you to told that, you know? And what did you put in number 10?
In number 10, I write Bertie, but so is
Why isn't very? It would be very if after express there was a point, you know, like a and change the paragraph, but it's not.
Yeah.
So
I thought it later.
you would lose the continuity of the phrase putting a very instead of so. Okay.
Okay.
So impressed, I went straight home and taught myself. Why? Because if you don't put myself there, you're losing the subject of the phrase. Okay? I taught myself to do the same. And it wasn't very long before I began to earn my living at shows performing my own motorbike stunts. Jose Juan, can you continue reading, please?
Okay. If you can go down, scroll down. Please.
Yes, can you scroll down, please, Gabby?
So there is another sentence we didn't read. It was.
What?
The last one was to do the same,
11.
Nicole?
No,
11.
I mean there was 11 okay, to do the same, and there that follows. It wasn't very
Okay.
long
Yes, I
before.
read that already. I
Okay,
read that
sorry.
already.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, no problem. I have a degree in mechanical engineering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This helped me to look
What
at the
did,
physics.
one moment,
Okay.
Nicole, what did you write down in 12?
The same one in.
Yes, perfect, it's in.
Okay.
Okay.
This helps me to look at the physics which lies behind each stand.
Ah, okay.
What did you put, Nicole, in
I
13?
put I put way is no not making any sense.
What did you, why?
Way physics way, but I mean
Wrong.
no, it's not
Okay,
correct.
yes. In 13, you could use which, like Jose Juan said, or that, okay?
I have the two of them.
Both are correct. Which and that lies
Okay.
stand, which lies behind each stand. Okay, continue reading, Jose Juan, please.
Okay. In addition to being responsible for design change to the motorbike, I have to work before every stand I do.
Be before?
Before.
Hello? Ah, okay.
What did you write down, Nicole, there?
I put I have to work. Oh, I think I didn't see that. Sorry, I just see 50.
You missed the cut.
Sorry.
Okay. I before would be correct grammatically and in the position of words, but it would change too much the meaning of the sentence, so I think it would be incorrect.
Mm,
The answers they're looking for is I have to work on every stunt I do, I have to work at every stunt I do, and I have to work out every stunt I do.
out?
Why before change so much the
Right, because if you go to the beginning of the sentence, in addition to being responsible for design changes to the motorbike, I have to work on every stunt I do. I have to work before every stunt I do. The difference between working at something, working on something, or working out something, and working before is that you're changing the situation. Saying like in my life, my career, in my work, I design the changes for the motorbikes and work out the stunts. Working before every stunt is referring to a specific time in the future when he has to do a stunt
Okay.
and he has to work it out. Okay? And not just
Okay.
the general idea of I do this and I do that, but it's putting also a time and a moment, a label to the situation.
Okay.
Okay?
The last
Okay.
one option, out, it would make work phrasal verb, no? Work out.
Work out, work on, and work at is the three of them are phrasal verbs.
Yep.
The three of
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh
Work is a verb. Work on is a phrasal verb.
work,
The three
but
of them are phrasal verbs.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, Jose Juan.
Okay. People often think that my work is very dangerous, but apart uh, of some minor mechanical problem happening occasionally during a stand.
And Nicole, what did you write down?
The same.
No, it's not of, it's from. Apart from.
Oh,
Apart from some minor mechanical, not a part of. Okay?
okay.
And the last one, Nicole, do you want to read that one? Number 16?
Yes, apart from some minor mechanical problems happening occasionally during a stunt, nothing ever goes wrong. I never feel in some kind of danger because I'm very experienced. No, I never feel in that kind of danger, no?
I wrote
No.
any.
Any
It,
is correct.
I never, yeah, never any. Okay. It
Okay?
could. Okay. Okay. Any.
Never, any is the correct answer.
Okay.
So,
So I
okay,
think
that's
Jose Luis,
basically.
is the master.
Se
I
fue.
think I am the master, but it's okay.
Mm, mm. Sorry, sorry. I mean, he is better than me.
Right now,
Excuse me,
before,
Rose.
don't worry, Nicole. It was a joke. Okay.
I am the dungeon master.
Before ending the class, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to work out this exercise. Okay?
Okay.
Like I said before, super, super important that you read the words that follow the gap, also the words that come before. Okay? Not only the words that come before. Read everything. Read the whole idea. Do you see how I said before that the difference between the general idea of the sentence and changes the word that you have to fill in the gap with. Okay? So it's very, very important that you know the general idea of the sentence. Okay?
Mhm.
Like I said before, you will only have to use one word, never more than one, and you should never use abbreviations, okay? Like for example, if you put something, don't use STHE. I know you're not gonna do it, but never use abbreviations if you're using
Okay.
it in English. Also, with the exception of can't instead of cannot, you can use can't.
Okay.
And you should not fill any of the gaps with a contraction, like for example, he'll instead of he will, because you won't be asked to do two words, and it will count as two words. Okay?
Okay.
So you will never have to fill in the gaps with things like he will or she'll or they
Okay.
have, something like that.
I think this exercise. I think this exercise is most focused on the prepositions where or at, on, or where, which. No.
Phrasal verbs.
Articles, preposition, phrasal verbs,
Okay.
linking words. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Preposition, phrasal verbs, and linking words are the words that you will find on the text.
Mhm.
Okay. Also,
Copy.
Linking words could be a noun too.
yeah, like for example, however, nevertheless,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But not
Also.
apple. I mean,
no,
or.
no, no. Linking words are the words used to link from one phrase, one sentence to another.
Okay.
Those are linking words. Also, and also fixed phrases, like I said before, fixed phrases that already have that they're always the same, written the same expressions that have a word in between, and you will have to know it. Okay.
For example,
For
fixed
example,
fixed phrases like what?
I don't know, raining cats and dogs. That is an idiom. That could be a fixed phrase. Okay.
Raining,
I mean,
raining.
I love that book.
Ah,
I love
yeah,
that.
raining cats and dogs.
or for
Okay,
example,
I.
it's not my cup of tea. Tea is that would be an idiom, but it's also a fixed phrase, okay, a phrase that doesn't change. Um, and that's it.
Okay, okay.
So we're gonna see each other now in like 2 minutes in our private class. Before that, I wanted to say goodbye to all the YouTube users who are watching this now.
Bye.
Hope you learned something, and hope now you know how to avert your parts of reading and listening for the FCE exam. Okay, thank you very much to all of you. Goodbye.
See